And we're back with another episode of Let's Play PC Building Simulator. I'm your host here, RPG Guy. Okay, we're going to do these guys in a different kind of order because of what we're going to be getting into here with the custom build shop. How did this get in here? Get out of there. Alright, so this guy. I hear you're going to build PCs. Please, can you overclock the CPU to 470 megahertz? Let's overclock the GPU to 2108 megahertz. My son was always going about 3D Mark. What is that? I read that Arctic parts are really good. We accept this reluctantly, but let's take a look here. It's water cooling time, and it's one of those things that is easier said than done. That is not a joke, by the way. Because in order to get the performance that we need, a lot of this stuff ain't freaking cheap. Look at these. Let's do it by ascending price here, but these cards are beastly. Now, they don't seem to go as high as we might need them. And that becomes problematic. So, it's hard to really gauge what we need to do. And it's for me, a little bit of this for me is like guessing in a way. And if we guess wrong, we're out the money. The other thing here, too, is he's reading that Arctic parts are really good. So, theoretically, I could be overshooting this a bit. He doesn't care about RAM. He doesn't care about hard drives or anything else for that matter. It's getting to 2108. And I don't know if we need to go water-cooled or not. Because we can only get to 1733 versus... versus what's in here, which would be... What's the highest one here at the moment? 1936. 1936, I think, is going to make us just shy of the number. And there's not much in way of telling. Which, again, makes this rather tough. Whereas these two guys are... These other jobs look pretty easy to me. But 4,700 megahertz is a bit difficult. And I don't know off the top of my head if we can go water-cooled video card only, because we could repurpose this. But here's the thing. Here's what we're going to do. The budget is 1445, right? 1445. This rig alone is minus 730. That's 715 if we go with this. The processor to get us at 4700 is even more expensive. Is minus, another 400. That's 315. Now this is a Coffee Lake, so we need to get a Coffee Lake motherboard. That's the cheapest one. Regardless of what it is, we have to really go as cheap as possible versus the case, of course. So, I think a small case would be pretty expensive. So we'll do this at 155. 160. Memory, $20. Cooling, $10. Storage, $20. Storage, $20. Power supply is going to be... We have 110 to spend, so 60 is the best we can do. So we have to go with the 650 watt. We can't go higher than that. No matter how much I want, we got to do that. So that's minus 60, which leaves us with $50. And that is our Deep Cool Max. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to buy these parts now. We're going to do this rig by itself, because it's going to be a huge pain in the... What the hell is missing? Why is half the crap missing? Did I not click on it? God damn it. The motherboard was a Coffee Lake. I swear I clicked on this bullcrap. What am I actually holding here? The memory, the graphics card. I didn't get the hard drive. This is what pisses me off to no end sometimes. I swore I clicked on it all. Alright, let's see here. Power supply, good. Storage, missing. Graphics card, we got. Memory, we got. The motherboard, we know is missing. Did we get this? Nope. Cooling. Boom. So those are the things that are missing. God damn it. There. Fucking thing. Let's get this going. As I'm pretty sure, like, there's a 90% chance this is just not going to work out right. For some reason, I remember this being problematic, so... But here's the deal, is all we're going to be out is the video card. And maybe the processor, which we'll just shove in another machine at some point. The motherboard should be fine. The graphics card, probably not. The heatsink, probably not, but it's a crappy heatsink anyway. That's universal, so we can use it on anything we want. Let's grab this really quick so we can keep all the stats and numbers together. If we make this, we're going to just make it. But I think it's the precursor to the liquid cooling rigs that we got to fix, that we're going to start having to figure out. Because I don't think there's a way to get those numbers without it, per se. So we got the processor. We're right on budget. Max budget. Oop, we don't need this. And we're just kind of hoping for the best. I'm going to leave this open because I know this is going to be problematic. And while we're testing this and figuring and troubleshooting this out, I'm probably going to start working on those other rigs and get them knocked out. So here. So yeah. It concerns me a little bit that this is going to be a thing. Now, if this is the deal, though, if this is really the situation, it means we could go with a weaker processor and jack it up to the amount that we would need. So there is a lot to say in terms of that, of this setup, is that where we spend more money, we cut back on, the processor, but you're not saving that much money because it's $300 for the sealer. It's like a $700 video card. The money is just so expensive. Then you got to buy a container for the liquid to go in. It's expensive as crap. So it's one of those things where I'm very skeptical of doing. Let's see here. So we can't even get it past 2100, and this has to be 2108. It ain't fooling anybody. We can't even get it that high. And it's not an issue of the system or setup. There's not really going to be a card much better than this at the moment. So this is a liquid cooled system. Our budget is $715. I just don't see that happening unless we cheapen out on the processor as well. So let's take the processor out. So that gives us $1440 remaining here. So let's go to processors. We got to go with it. You got to go with a cheaper processor. There's just no option around it. And then we got to be able to jack it up high enough to get there. So this is 4500 Cabby Lake, 91 watt. It's a little big on the wattage. But let's see if we can do better with the frequency. That was 4500. 46 is 360. It's only saving us $40. What a hunk of horse shit. 43, still 95 watts. Let's go back to the 45. We'll just do this. So now I'm just kind of guessing at the moment. Worst case is I don't even play this concept of bullshittery anymore, and we just go and get it and do what needs to be done to get it out of here. And we take the hit. Frustrating as that is, we take the hit. So yeah, we need a handful of this shit to get by. Luckily for us, though, we have something here. Oh, I thought we got a radiator. What kind of... Oh, we bought one, but it's not here yet. Okay, well, we can't rely on that. You need a radiator. Okay, so really quick, hold on. Let's put this in and see how much we've got to burn here. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. So what do we actually have? $740 remaining. Oh my god, we're not going to make it. And that's not me being a joke. That's not a joke. $730 remaining. We're not going to make it. Even off of that processor, we're not going to get there. It's because you're talking 130 plus a reservoir for another 220. That's 350. And then we got to get one of these. That's another 300. That's 6 something. Plus you got to buy one of these. And even if we went with the cheapest one, well, what is the cheapest one? It would be too much money. So, and they want fucking Arctic in there, which, what the fuck does that mean? At this juncture. So, it would be in this range. And this... Yeah, we just don't have the money for that. So... And where do you back off? You know, what can you possibly back off to make this work? Now, in hindsight, too, with that, or in other words, with that said, rather. Okay, why can't I get in there and open there we go. Now, it is possible that we could go with an even smaller processor. What are we looking at here? What is our budget? This is with the bare minimum shit in it. 1440. What if we went and saved ourselves another $50 on the motherboard and went with a really good Skylake? See, this is why I wanted to do it this way, guys, because I knew this was going to be a pain in the ass. But what if we did go with a Skylake? Let's see here. $100, so that saves us 55, but we need the highest megahertz possible. 4,000 and the cheap 3,900. I see 4,200 high wattage versus this. So it's even cheaper, but you know what? If it uses more wattage, would it get us there better? That's, you know what? Let's try it. I don't think we're saving that much, but it's $350. That's cheaper than the processor we were going to try it with. So this is trial and error. I knew this was going to be a bullshit thing. I still don't think we're going to do well with this. Now, in all fairness, too, we could use some used parts, like a used power supply, but we don't have a very good one, so I'm a little reluctant to do that at the moment. And I don't even know if this is really that good of an idea. So $945 remaining, which is still too much. So what if we did... We still have to have the tiny hard drive. So what if we did a lesser power supply? Maybe even one of our used ones. It's 964. That's not much better. Let's go back to this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking here. You know what? What if we just bought the video card? Check something here. What if we just bought the video card to get it there? I see. This is what I don't remember. Do you have to go balls out, all balls out with the CPU cooling? The frequency here is higher. 805. Cheapest reservoir. And I guess we need a radiator. We'll go with the cheap radiator. That's 1185 right there. Yeah, this is dumb, by the way. I think this is like a lot of extra work to try to make this work. But it's kind of how it goes. Put that there. Regular, let's put regular cooling up here. Reservoir. And water-cooled card. Fucking $220 over. Now the $600 card might work. But maybe not. I just want to see if we can do this, though. If we can do this, this will be good. So it looks like we can. But why can't... Can we not plug this in? Not powered. Why is this not powered? It's not on the motherboard. That's why. Okay, let's change some stuff around here really quick. There's no space for it on the motherboard. So you have to use a better motherboard than this. Go fucking figure. Now, maybe... You know what? Hold on. Maybe I'm going about this all wrong with the processor. What do we have in Kaby Lake? Because there's some really high numbers in Kaby Lake with low performance and cost. With 39. Here's 4,000 right here. 42. That's 270. You know what? Let's try that. Put this back in. If we need to get a cheaper card, we'll get a cheaper card. But it looks like it was working. What we were starting to kind of create. And it's plugged in. Okay, so... we need to experiment with this enough to know... And then we can do the rest. Learning how to use liquid cooling. Rage 01. I mean 101. Again, if some asshole comes in here and wants a shit ton of cash, we can easily... oh wait, we have to use the Coffee Lake? Why can't I use the Kaby Lake? Boo! Well, fuck it. Let's just try it anyway. We need to test this and see if it works anyway. Always buy a fucking Kaby Lake motherboard and computer. Actually, it'll bring down the cost again, so that's not a bad deal. See, now there's no place to plug this in. What the fuck? So this is the problem, is that you can't... Okay, so you have to go with the liquid cooling. They fuck you in this game with the liquid cooling on the processor. Alright. Alright, sons of bitches. Okay, this is the... Okay, so the Skylake works. I'm convinced that the Skylake is fucking fine. The issue is that no matter what I do, I have to go with the liquid cooling system. If you're going to do this, you have to do this with the liquid cooling system. There is no debate. There is no argument. There is no option. But I think Kaby Lake is the best candidate. It'll save us the most money overall. So let's go with Kaby Lake. Let's go up as high as we can without breaking. Well, we have one in our inventory. We can at least experiment with that. But we do need a Kaby Lake motherboard. And I thank you guys for your patience, by the way, while I dick around with this. Because it's a fucking pain in the ass. It's a $5 difference. We'll just take that. And we need to go into the liquid cooling shop. And we got a radiator, we got a reservoir, we need a CPU block. There's another freaking $100. And I think that we got to go with the cheapest option. So what is the cheapest option? Is actually these guys. There's no way around it whatsoever. So yeah, another fucking $1,000 spent. Oh god, I hate this so much. And then special fucking delivery. You guys are champs while I figure this out, by the way. It's a learning experience for all. Bullshit, it's just a learning experience for me. And we can put everything in here. Actually, we have both options. Let's go with the cheaper option right now over the Kaby Lake processor, just to see if we can get it the rest of the way there. Put in that CPU block. Reservoir. The water-cooled GPU, which is this one, the cheaper one. Again, we're way over budget. This is ridiculous. There's no way to do this. We can't get the performance up high enough to do it. The only other thing that I could think of is that card is fixed at a certain upgrade ability, which is true. So I might be, and you know what? I just realized I think I spent a shit ton of money and I didn't need to. You know what? I think I know what I did. I think I know exactly what I did wrong with this build. Where are the OC cards? I bet you this little fucker would get there. It's an experiment of the ages. Let me take all this out. Because I don't believe for a minute that that's really the solution here. Come on out. Out. This is why we make saves, motherfuckers. This is why we make saves. Because of this kind of Hot Jimmy bullshit. Who's Hot Jimmy? You don't want to know. I'm going to laugh if this works. I think it's going to work. I really do. We might need to get a better power supply, but I think it's going to work. So what I'm doing is what I did was I bought a card that actually is overclockable, that is known to overclock, as opposed to not overclock. And I think I'm jumping the gun here on how this works, on how you prepare for these bigger numbers. I believe that the water cooling comes much later. This is the only thing I can think of working at this moment. And we're $100 over, which is okay. Oh yeah, I didn't take this out. That's why. With $30 remaining, and that's our Arctic shit. I think we just figured this out. Take that out. Boom. Nope, it still peaks at 2100. Interesting that the number is lower, but we can't get there. Again, we could just keep trying graphics cards, but I want to see what else is out there. Keep experimenting. I think this one overclocks maybe more. One of these I think overclocks more than the other. Part of me wants to really believe that at this point. No, it's still maxing out at 2100. which is the weirdest fucking thing ever. Like I said, we're going to reload, obviously, once I figure out what's going on here. And why we're not getting the numbers that we're kind of hoping to get. Because I just don't see any other real option. You know what, just for laughs, we have one of these. What's the point of these guys? And how they work. Can they super overclock? Nope. But they go a lot higher. Actually, they go way higher in overclocking. Hold on. I might be onto something here. There is a stronger version of that card. And we don't have one. Oh, I don't think it's going to go that high, though. Fuck it. You know what? We're experimenting. Fuck it. And we're reloading, so it's not like it's a big fucking deal. Yeah, sorry, I get frustrated by some of this because it's not very clear how we get this number. And even with tuning, yeah, see, that only goes up to 1,800. I mean, it goes up a solid 400 points. So it makes me wonder if this is the right track, but we just don't have access to the card yet. Well, if we don't have access to the card, why offer me the fucking quest? But I don't think the game thinks that way or tries to do things that way. Let me try another card here. Because, again, we're running out of ideas, and no, 2 cards doesn't solve this problem, from what I can tell. So it might still be the liquid cooling thing then. Oh, 2,200. 2,200. That gets us there. That gets us there indeed. Okay, so it's a card issue. Alright, motherfuckers. Alright. Okay, so we're not ending on a bad and sour note here. So here's what we're going to do. Main menu. Yeah, I want this to be lost because the water cooling thing was totally wrong. Totally wrong. 10,000 degrees of wrong. God damn it. Alright, let's get these collected. At least we got our money back, and I'm not dicking around with that. So I do thank you guys for your patience on that, because, like I said, we get into those weird builds, and I'm not quite sure what the problem is. Alright, so we know kind of what's going on here. We don't need to do liquid cooling yet. I got way ahead of myself. But we can probably go with everything else we want to go right out the door here. I'm going to get this rig and maybe the other 2 done right now for you guys, because you guys are fucking troopers if you stuck with it this long. The cooling, cheap. The motherboard, Coffee Lake. The cheapest Coffee Lake we can get. You know what? I'm going to put same day shipping. That way we just subtract $100 from it. Cheap memory. The graphics card is the Founders. That gets us there. So how the fuck would you know that? How would you know that? It doesn't really say that you can do it. So I don't know how you would know that card gets you there, but whatever. Or you do what I did, trial and error. $20 for storage. It's going to have to be a really big power supply. And we've only got 1445. We don't have a lot of money left. Let's grab the case really quick. Do we have one over there? Is that one? Yeah, but we won't worry about it on this rig. We need to know where we're at. So we're at 1445 with $100. So we have $100 to spend on a power supply. Perfect. That gives us a 750 watt. Ooh, but we don't get any cooling that we want in there. Fuck. Horseshit. You know what? We go with a cheaper case. I can't see another way to do this. Micro ATX, SATX. And The length of the GPU 410, so 401, so it's better than that. The CPU, the fan, the PSU pot length is even good on these too. So, yeah, we're gonna have to go with the cheaper rigs. So it saves us $10. Boom. Power supply 750. We got to go with that cheap 750 watt. When I find it. Boom. That's $14.35. Dude wants an Arctic fan. There's your fucking Arctic fan, motherfucker. Sorry, I'm frustrated. Imagine my frustration. Okay. Oh, let's build this thing and get it the hell out of my shop. And yes, I want to just do this and only this rig. I just want to get it done, and I never want to look at it again. Ever. So let's get this going. I'm such an asshat. All right. You're a moron. Yeah, I know. All right, get it in there. You're an idiot. Yeah, you gotta rub it in further, buddy. Whatever helps you stroke your ego. Let's take this off because we're gonna put on our own. Actually, that saves us a few bucks. Could buy another one. No. Murder bird. And bonk. And the memory. This should work. Bonk. And we don't even have to get it all the way maxed out either on this guy. Where's this? To this. Somehow I ended up with $20 remaining. Why does that not seem correct? Oh, because I didn't put the fan in. We'll wait for that to load up and everything before we put in that case fan. The Arctic case fan. Oh, come on, why? This thing's slow enough hard drive wise as is. Put that in. New. Yes. So we're not going to go all the way up to 2200 because we just don't have the wattage to get away with that. But we are going to put it up as high as we can jack that thing up to. Let's remove that. Well, we are here. And then when it's done and ready, it says to restart, we'll put this fan in. Boom. With $10 remaining, I guess we could put a fan relocate that fan. No, screw this thing. I'm keeping that fan. You know what? Fuck you, bitch. I'm keeping that fan. It's mine. It's mine now, sucker. All right. Now, what does it need to be? 2108. 8. Apply. Run it. We're going to lock this back in because there's no other alternative at this point. So this build is so freaking specific that you have to know that you can overclock the crap out of the Founders. And now that we know that, I'm actually not that worried now. In the future, until we hit rigs that would have GPUs of 22. Obviously, the two things you're going to need is a 750 watt power supply and a Founders, the best Founders card you can get for the overclock. And then everything else you just kind of want to fit to budget. So it's the three big things. I'll repeat those again. The GPU that gets up to 40, the GPU that fits, the motherboard that works with that CPU. The Founders is the highest clocking video card we have. And obviously, it looks like at least a 750 watt power supply, but we won't know until this test is done. You guys are heroes for surviving the carnage that is me. Yeah, see, this is not good performance, though. This is why these builds are stupid. If you ever ask for a build like this, you're an idiot. You should want overall RAM RAM speed performance, CPU performance, and GPU. The fact that you can shove any old RAM in there that's garbage and a shitty, everything else is just stupid. See, it worked. Of course it worked, because it's stupid. This whole idea that you should build computers this way is really dumb. When, to me, now these numbers aren't dumb in and of themselves, but to go with shitty RAM and a shitty hard drive just doesn't make sense to me. Unless you have better stuff that you're sitting on and you just want somebody else to troubleshoot the build for you. Then I can kind of understand where you're coming from. I can kind of understand where you're sneaking that away. Let's see here. And, oh my god, we got the 5-star. What a fucking waste of life that human being was to put us through that. Okay, well, we've got 2 other builds. We're going to cut this episode short. And the reason I want to cut this episode short, I know you guys really want me to do this, but we're going to cut this episode short because that way we can knock out these 2 builds, and this RAM upgrade. We'll have all the parts come on the next day to save some money. But the idea is that we've got a kind of a tricky build because of the Martoni requirement on this guy, and the labor is pretty high. Labor's high here, so we're going to make some good money off of these guys. And the RAM upgrade is, the RAM upgrade. This is going to be ridiculously simple. This isn't going to be too bad, and because they're not going to be the best cards out there, but they're going to be decent cards. And it looks like this dude wants Intel, so again, it makes it kind of easy for us to piece this together. And then this new rig is probably the trickier one because it's all cheap stuff. And then you still got to get Photoshop CC with the minimum specs. So, anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. I'm fully embarrassed by that display of stupidity. But what are you going to do, right? So, yeah, it's going to be that way. But you know what? It's keeping me on point because I'm worried that the liquid cooling stuff's going to be coming up soon. And as we slowly are approaching level 20. So, it makes sense that it would be coming soon. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. I am your host, the RPG Guy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ActarStudios for live game playing. We have a wonderful community there. We also have our tabletop show on the same Twitch channel. And we also have the Hobo Head Crab Blind Plays show. And really cool shows. And we're going to have the podcast at some point as well. And you guys, I think, are really, really, really going to like it. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you guys next time. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching. And while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.